All right, example 2 in section 7.5 is going to take a little time here. What we're going to do is analyze data to create displays and decide what kind of display would be best representative of the data. Well, in this first one, we have an eye color survey. So on the left here, we have eye color, and this is quantitative data or categorical data. These are just colors, brown, blue, hazel. So on the x-axis, I put all those colors down. Now, the y-axis is numerical data, number of students, okay? So over here, I'm just going to kind of write it on top a little bit. We're going to have the number of students represented by the y-axis. Now you notice the lowest number of students who have a certain eye color are 2 that have amber, and the highest is 63. Well, what we want to do is make sure we choose a scale that will allow me to get up higher than 63. So I'm going to go by tens. If I go by tens, I wouldn't want to go by ones because then I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 63. That would really be a pain. So I'm going to go by tens. Let's go 10, 20, 30. Try to space them evenly. 40, 50, 60, and 70. For your homework, we'll have some graph paper if you find that necessary. So I'm going to label every other one there just to kind of keep it a little bit neater. Okay, now let me grab a different color here and let's draw these bar graphs. So a bar graph is one good way of, displaying data when we want to compare how many students have this. Another good way would be a circle graph, and this problem is actually tackled in your textbook, and they use a circle graph. So if we need to see that or in class, we can show that as well. However, so brown, there'd be 63 students. That'd be right about there in between. So 63 students who have brown. So let's take this bar graph, or if we want to connect the bars, we could call it a histogram. We can do that. That'd be 63. And you could even write on top here 63 if you want people to know the exact number. Blue, 37. So let's go around just under 40 here. Have blue eyes. Try to make the bars about the same thickness. 25 had hazel eyes, so somewhere between 25 and 30. So hazel. Then green, we have just 10, so that's way down here. Gray, we have about 3, so that's way, way down. And then just a measly 2 had amber. And there you have it. So we have a bar graph. And again, another way to have compared that data would have been to make a circle graph. Okay? Now, on the next problem here, we have 2 sets of data. And this data looks like speeds of vehicles in miles per hour on 2 different interstates. Okay? And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 20 in each side. Okay? So think for a second of what you're going to do for that. And while you're thinking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the data all organized. So what we're going to do here is try to think of a good way to display the data. And earlier in the year, we did box and whisker plots. So one good way to do this would be to use a double box and whisker plot, since there are actually 2 sets of data. And again, you might use a double bar graph. There's different ways to do things, okay? But I'm going to use a double bar graph. So I'm going to do some organizing off camera here and then come back. Okay, what I've done is enter this data, and I entered it in such a way that would allow me to put all the data in order so that I could find the median and the 3 quartiles and the highest and lowest. So let's look first at the data here. Oops, I didn't want to make 2 number lines. This one, I'm sorry. Let me choose this and delete that real quick. Okay, so what I want to do is create this. Now, you notice the lowest number on either of these data sets is 59. The highest number appears to be 84. So 59, why don't we start at about 55? That'll be below 59. And let's say I go up by 5. So 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85 would probably work. So 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, and then 85. So let me just mark those down. Again, the scale you choose is important. You have to have it something that's evenly spaced and that will contain all your data. So let's start out with making the scatter plot for the blue set of data, the interstate A. So I'm going to mark the minimum, which is at 59, that's the lowest. Then the highest is up at 82, so right about there. And then I'm going to connect those with a line. And we all know how I am drawing horizontal lines. Anyway, this first quartile is between 65 and 67, so that would be 66. The second quartile between 268, so that would be 68. Third quartile between 75 and 75, so that would be 75. So that was pretty simple. So we have our box right about here. And there's our box and whisker plot for the first set of data. Now, let me grab my red pen and do the second one. So the low is 65, so nowhere near as low. The high was 84. Draw a line between those. That was almost a line. Between 69 and 70 would be 69 and 1/2, so just shy of 70. Between 72 and 73 would be about 72 and 1/2, so right smack dab in the middle of 70 and 75. And then 79 would be the third quartile. Make our box here. So we've got a double box and whisker plot, and what we can see very clearly here to compare the data is that the interstate B data, the speed limits were considerably higher. Okay, the highest was higher, the lowest was higher, and the box, the middle 50% are definitely higher too. So that's a good way to organize data when you have two different sets, is a double box and whisker plot.